Frieza is now back in the story, having located Vegeta on accident. And while everyone here on Earth is pretty strong, it doesn't seem like they're strong enough to face Frieza. Although, Frieza created a self-fulfilling prophecy. He was scared of a Super Saiyan, and now he's created not just one of them, but two. We'll be seeing how this fight goes and what follows it, in this part 6 of What If Vegeta Hit His Head. Frieza's mortified at what he sees. They can't be what he thinks they are, right? There's no way they're actually Super Saiyans. But that is exactly what they are, Super Saiyans. Vegeta leads Gohan in the charge. For Gohan, it's a little bit harder to control. Knowing his explosive rage and all, he's probably a little bit more untamed than Vegeta is here. Vegeta, at least he has somewhat of a clear conscience, relative to Gohan at least. But still, he's also fuming. He needs to kill Frieza. This is the first time he's felt a rage like this. At least after he hit his head as far as he knows. But he's glad that he has this new power. He can make Frieza pay for what he's done. He can defend this planet, his new home. And he could avenge his friend, and protect his other friends. Trunks was fading in and out of consciousness nearby, but he looks up, having regained it for a bit. He's with the humans right now. They're all amazed, and Trunks can't believe what he's seeing. Whoa, whatever that power is, he wants it for himself too. But more importantly, he wants to cheer them on. Glad to see his father and his best friend so powerful. He cheers on Gohan and Vegeta, with the humans following suit too. But Krillin, he won't sit back. This Krillin is different, remember, because he's a lot less cowardly, a lot more proactive. The humans don't think they could do much, even with their recent power-up. But Krillin asks Ten and Yamcha, lend him some energy, just for now. If they transfer some of their power over to him, he feels he could really help here. He'll avenge his friend with the power that he got from the tree, as well as the power from the other humans too. And they agree, telling Krillin to be careful. They know he could probably help with his strategy. They start channeling energy into him, and Krillin then launches in. Frieza's having a tough time with Gohan and Vegeta, but then he sees someone else fly in. He launches a blast over at Krillin, and now Vegeta's terrified. He tells Krillin to get out of the way. He doesn't want him getting injured too. But then he sees Krillin's dragging his arm behind him with a Kienzan charge behind it. He flings it forward, cleanly cutting right through the blast. And with Frieza's vision obscured by his own attack, the Kienzan then hits him. He barely moves out of the way. This leaves him open to another attack from Gohan and Vegeta. But now Frieza's sights are set on Krillin. He looks back over to him, but the second he does, he performs a solar flare, blinding Frieza. Vegeta and Gohan cover their eyes, but Vegeta looks over to Krillin, smirking. He thanks Krillin for the assistance, but he thinks he has this on his own. Besides, he doesn't want to lose another friend, although Krillin did make a nice play here, and this makes another opening for them. Quickly, everyone rushes in to attack the blind Frieza, but Krillin then pulls Vegeta aside, handing him two things and telling him to down it quickly. He doesn't have time to explain, but Vegeta knows exactly what it is. Krillin brought some of this as preparation too, and some of the extra juice from the fruit of the Tree of Might. He didn't drink all of it because he thought that maybe Vegeta or Goku would be able to use it. But it's not just that, he has a Senzu Bean as well. Krillin has no idea of what this new power that Vegeta has is, but he has faith in Vegeta like always. He tells Vegeta to defeat that monster, avenge Goku while he's at it. And Vegeta doesn't question it. He quickly eats the Senzu and downs the small amount of Might Juice, feeling a massive power boost that he wants to use right away. This is perfect. They wouldn't have beaten Frieza before, even with his Super Saiyan form, but now they can kill him, especially with him blinded. This is an incredible boost, and he thanks Krillin for being dependable and smart as always. He turns to Gohan. Now's the time to strike. Full power, hold nothing back. Frieza's completely blinded, and it's not like he's going to sense their ki either. They can do whatever they need. Frieza, of course, isn't stupid. He's not just going to stand there while he's blinded. But he starts attacking aimlessly, trying to hit whoever he can, seeing if he can hit anyone for that matter. But of course his attacks are easy to dodge, although they are very powerful. As Frieza waits for his vision to come back, he then charges a massive attack. If he can't hit them, fine, it doesn't matter. They want to play dirty, he'll play dirty too. He's blind, but he knows what direction down is. So he charges this blast, aiming it right at the surface of the planet. But just before he launches it, he then feels a powerful blow. At once, Gohan and Vegeta strike him right in his stomach. And midair, the two of them stand back to back. Vegeta commands Gohan, charges most powerful attack. The two each draw their arms backwards. Vegeta charges a Gallic Gun, while Gohan charges a Kamehameha, with Krillin also below them, aiming his own Kamehameha directly upwards. In unison, the three all launch their beams, each hitting Frieza at the exact same time. He doesn't know where they're coming from or how to brace for them, but his vision comes back the second they're about to hit. Although, it's too late for him to do anything. He tries to guard against the Gallic Kamehameha, moving his arms in front of him as quickly as possible, but he can't do it in time. And even if he did, he probably couldn't defend against it. The three blasts hit him at full power, and they don't hold back either, especially Vegeta and Gohan. They're not going to let Frieza survive. After what they did to Goku, they're not giving him a second chance. And with him being on Earth, they're not going to risk trying to have a fun fight with him, especially because they know this might be their only opportunity to actually beat him. They don't know how far they exceed his power, and how long this power will last if it will last. So with this final attack, Frieza is completely finished, decimated with nothing of him left. Vegeta and Gohan descend to the ground, powering down, with Gohan actually going unconscious too. And Vegeta's glad to be rid of Frieza. Gohan falls to the ground and Krillin catches him, as Vegeta stands next to Krillin. This new power he has, there's no doubt about it. It has to be a Super Saiyan. And Krillin's surprised. Vegeta does seem surprisingly calm, but he must have realized the same thing that Krillin did, right? Well, yeah. Goku has never died before. He could be brought back by the Dragon Balls. Of course, they were mortified in the moment watching Goku die. No matter how logically you try to think in that situation, your emotions still will get in the way. Which was a good thing because that allowed Vegeta and Gohan to power up. But Vegeta's a lot calmer now. He knows they could bring Goku back. He's not dead for good. The others need to gather the Dragon Balls. The group rests after the fight, trying to heal up too. And right when they're about to go gather the Dragon Balls, Vegeta then hears a voice in his head. Krillin hears it too. Goku's actually with King Kai right now. When he died, he made it past Snake Way pretty quickly. And he tells them he's going to train here for a bit. He'll come back very soon, but he just wants to stay here about a month or two, just to learn some things that King Kai is mentioning. And he congratulates Vegeta and Gohan for the win. And he's pretty amazed. He didn't make it past Snake Way in time to see exactly what happened, but he heard from King Kai what happened. The two of them apparently transformed into some Super Saiyan or whatever, and killed Frieza that way. That's awesome. Vegeta's surprised, but he laughs. As expected of Goku. Okay then, they're gonna wait a bit to bring him back to life. Vegeta still is a bit concerned though. He knows that wasn't the entire Frieza force. He didn't bring the entire army here. He knows of other parts of it, and another ruler, or at least a former ruler. He doesn't think there'll be a problem, but he tells everybody they need to be prepared just in case. They might be attacked again. This time it won't be as bad as Frieza. Well, besides one of them. King Cold is pretty strong, and there's no doubt that they're gonna come here soon enough. He hopes the other Saiyans are fine though. One thing that he didn't learn is what happened with Raditz and Nappa. He doesn't think that the Frieza force encountered them at all, and they're probably still out there doing whatever they've been doing. Eventually, they do actually appear, and it's not just King Cold either. Even with Vegeta forgetting a lot of things, he obviously would still know about King Cold and the Ginyu Force given how prevalent they were in the Frieza Force. Raditz and Nappa would have refreshed his mind, or he would have just heard about it from someone else. And he's immediately able to recognize 5 ships are heading in alongside one giant one. That's definitely King Cold and the Ginyu Force. He's there ready to fight, with the humans, Gohan, and Trunks. He says he'll take on King Cold. He wants everyone else to take on the Ginyu Force. They can handle it with ease. Actually, a few of them can do it. They might even be overkill. The main issue is the abilities of the Ginyu Force. He doesn't remember exactly what they're able to do, or if he ever knew what they were able to do. But he knows some of them have strange powers, and he wants everyone to watch out for that. The humans aren't going to protest this. They're up to finish the fight right away before it even begins. Vegeta goes up to King Cold. King Cold is obviously a bit annoyed, but he does recognize Vegeta's power. Maybe he would like to rejoin the Frieza Force. He could rule under King Cold. Actually, it's probably the Cold Force now, and he doesn't need a replacement for his son. Vegeta says that's not really his thing anymore. Well, King Cold tells Vegeta not to complain when he dies. He gave Vegeta a chance, so he's not going to feel bad about this. Not like he would have felt bad anyways. He lifts a finger up and tries to charge a death beam, but before he even can, he's hit right in the gut by Vegeta, with Vegeta vanishing from where he was. King Cold can't believe he's that quick, and he looks down and sees something. In that instant where he moved, Vegeta transformed. He's turned golden or something. He has no clue of what this is. Is this the thing his son was worried about, the Super Saiyan? He doesn't have time to process it. Vegeta makes quick work of it. He tells King Cold he would love to fight him, but he knows the risk alongside that. After what Frieza did last time, he's not going to let King Cold even have a chance to attack. He tells Vegeta he's going to have to watch for the Ginyu Force though. Even if King Cold is defeated, which he doubts is possible, the Ginyu Force is here. They're probably causing havoc as they speak. Really now? Vegeta points a thumb back over to the distance, where the Ginyu Force landed. There's a lot of explosions over there, and King Cold laughs. That's exactly what he wanted. The Ginyu Force is already starting to cause havoc. Oh yeah, Vegeta forgot he can't sense ki. He tells King Cold to pull up one of those scouters. He promises. It's a nice surprise. King Cold looks on in horror. He sees power levels beyond the Ginyu Forces, and there's no contact with the Ginyu Force either. Their scouters have no signal. Vegeta tells him to take a good long look. This is going to be the last thing King Cold sees. The last sight that the Frieza Force will have. And he looks down at Vegeta and sees this whole time he's been charging an attack. Vegeta shouts, Kamehameha. King Cold is decimated. The rest of the group flies over too. Yeah, those Ginyu Force people were weird, although Gohan says they had pretty cool poses. It's funny, he didn't even need to turn Super Saiyan. Well, that's another loose end tied up. Soon after, Shenron is summoned. Goku is finally brought back to life. He thanks them for waiting a bit. He knows they probably wanted him to come back sooner, but he likes this better. He was able to train a lot more in Otherworld, and he has some pretty interesting techniques. That Super Saiyan thing looks awesome, and he knows Vegeta will probably teach him how to use it, and he makes a deal with Vegeta. He'll try and show Vegeta what he's learned if Vegeta tries to show him what he's learned. Now Vegeta's curious. What did he learn up there? Well, he did learn a few different techniques, but one that he knows he'll use a lot is the Kaioken. He powers up with a red aura surrounding him, showing this new strength. It's probably not as good as Super Saiyan, but he feels like maybe he could work with it more. He'll find his own way to make it even more practical. It's very draining. It rips his body apart. And it does multiply his power, but seemingly not to the extent of a Super Saiyan. He powers back down. He knows if anyone will be able to help him find a practical use for it, it would be Vegeta. The two of them can put their heads together. And he looks over at Gohan too, proud of him, and still in disbelief that Gohan's already surpassed him at this age. But he kind of expected it. He and Trunks will learn Super Saiyan. All 4 of them will have the form, and they'll be unstoppable. They might as well get to training as quickly as possible. In this training, they do discover a few things. For one, Super Saiyan's not really that efficient right now. Of course, they're going to try and find ways around that. Gohan and Vegeta can turn into the form at will, but they still need to work on it a little bit more. You know, try and buff it somehow. Maybe they can go beyond Super Saiyan. Or at the very least, perfect it. Make it so that they're not having as many stamina issues with it. Same goes for Goku with Kaioken, but he's also more focused on learning Super Saiyan right now. Thinking he can at least combine it with Wrathful maybe. Kaioken's not the only thing he learned in Otherworld though. He did learn a few other things, and he does show it off during their training, but nothing's gonna really come into play with them just yet. He does say though, there's a bunch of great warriors in Otherworld. It's not just King Kai he was training with. He actually met a few other people too. No wonder they're up there. They all have great powers. And as Vegeta and Gohan try to improve Super Saiyan, of course at some point, Trunks and Goku unlock Super Saiyan. As of now, Vegeta still definitely is the top person in the group. He's had Super Saiyan the longest, plus he has that little buff that he had from the Fruit of the Tree of Might. And he's pretty much always been ahead. Gohan's had Super Saiyan for longer, and with his great potential, he's actually neck and neck with Goku. Trunks has some great potential too, but he's definitely the weakest of the 4 Saiyans here. And as you could probably expect, the humans aren't on their level, but the humans are still very strong, as I've covered in the last part. They're way stronger than they are in the main story actually. So, they might not be Super Saiyans, but don't underestimate them in the slightest. Also, Goten's born soon. Earlier than normal, obviously. There's a little bit of a time skip here too. The timeline has shifted around a lot, and there's another timeline shift that's about to happen. Amidst their training one day, Goku notices something strange. For a brief moment, he sensed some other power flare up, and it seems to be getting closer. Someone's flying over. Actually, not just one person, 3 of them are. And he asked Vegeta if he could sense that. Well, yeah, he can. Goku can't tell what one of the powers is, but the 2 others, they feel like Gohan and Trunks, but not necessarily like Gohan and Trunks. But Goku can tell there's no malice in those powers. Well, Vegeta says they could just wait around and see who it is. It definitely doesn't seem to be some sort of threat. But Goku and Vegeta are on guard, just in case. 3 people eventually land in front of them. And for 2 of them, it's pretty clear who they are. Well, it's confusing, but Goku and Vegeta could tell that 2 of these people, they look exactly like Gohan and Trunks, except a lot older. What the hell is this? The other person with them, they don't really know who he is, but he looks kind of familiar too. The one that kind of looks like Gohan steps up. You can already tell by the looks on their faces and their reactions. They're probably a little bit confused, but they kind of have an idea of what's going on. They recognize their power, don't they? And of course the way they look. The man smiles, glad to see Goku again. Their guess is exactly right. These 3 are Gohan, Trunks, and Goten. But that makes no sense. Why are they old now? This new Gohan begins explaining. They're not actually the Gohan, Goten, and Trunks that they know. They're a separate version of them. From the future, actually. Obviously, their identities don't need to be hidden either because they already know who they are. And all 3 of them are already born. Gohan explains that they're here with a warning, and the 3 begin explaining what happened and why they're here. A few years from now, Goku's gonna come down with a heart virus, dying to that without having any cure. And to make things worse, they're attacked soon enough. 2 androids appear, destroying everything, killing many of their friends too. And these androids are powerful. They even ended up killing Vegeta, as well as the other humans too. These 3 have tried everything. They've barely been able to survive, just because of their strength. But unfortunately, their strength isn't doing anything against these androids, and they've tried everything they could. But while plenty of them died against the androids, there are a couple of things working in everyone's favor. They haven't been to Planet Namek and they don't know about it. But that doesn't really matter. They have Dragon Balls here on Earth still. Without Piccolo having died, Kami doesn't die either. Kami is secluded from the androids and the Dragon Balls are still intact. Although it does take a while to gather the Dragon Balls. But this is good. The hybrid Saiyans use their time to train even more. It takes a while. But after about 2 years, they're able to bring everybody back to life. At least everyone besides Goku. And the best part is, they were training in Otherworld as well. They actually did see Goku up there. And he also gave them some pointers to help too. Vegeta particularly had one thing interesting, the Super Kaioken. He ended up learning the Kaioken and actually used it to help defeat the androids, fighting alongside a stronger group and a stronger group of hybrid Saiyans. So the androids were defeated, but they came back here because they wanted to try and prevent it from even happening. Bulma already put the effort into the time machine just in case. And this way, they could probably bring Goku back, although there are a bunch of risks associated with messing with time. And the reason these 3 went back is because, well, they wanted to. Of course, a lot of the others are fine, but Gohan and Goten mainly want to go back to see Goku, and Trunks came along just because he's with them so much. Also curious to see everyone in the past. So they can defeat the androids. They just need to be prepared, and they need Goku to take this medicine so he doesn't die from the heart virus. And without Bulma there, no one even suggests to actually use the Dragon Balls to try and find Gero and stop the androids before they're made, and honestly, it's not going to come to mind for Goku and Vegeta anyways. They would rather just see how strong they are. They'd rather train for the androids to fight them that way. Gohan does want to test Goku's power, but at the same time, he wants to wait a bit. He tells them, in 3 years, once he's back, he'll spar with Goku. Goten wants to as well. And hell, Trunks might even spar with Vegeta. They'll see how strong everyone's grown, and they'll be sure to defeat the androids. And in case everyone here is too weak, which probably isn't going to happen, the time travelers will be more than enough. So that settles it. In 3 years' time, the group will be ready for the androids. And this way, we get to have a story without Goku being permanently dead. The androids were defeated in the future, but there's a lot of turmoil that went along with it, and it might be better to reverse it, especially because that brings Goku back as well. Although, it's gonna definitely have some unintended consequences. But we'll be seeing that in the next part. This is where we'll leave off for now. What do you guys think of this part, and what do you think's gonna happen next time? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you want to see more videos like this and you want to support the channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.